Imagine standing in your kitchen, staring at the open refrigerator, completely blank. You walked here with purpose just 30 seconds ago. Now nothing. The reason you came has vanished like smoke. You close the door, retrace your steps, hoping the movement will trigger something. But your mind remains silent, offering no answers. This isn't age. This isn't a medical condition. This is modern life eating away at your memory, one distraction at a time. Every day, the average person checks their phone 96 times. 96 interruptions to thought, to encoding, to the delicate process of turning experience into memory. Your brain wasn't designed for this. Studies show that constant task switching doesn't make you efficient. It makes you forgetful. Each notification, each tab, each ping fragments your attention into smaller and smaller pieces. And memory? Memory requires attention. Without it, experiences pass through your mind like water through a sieve, leaving nothing behind. Your memory isn't failing. It's drowning in an ocean of information it was never meant to navigate. But here's what most people don't realize. For thousands of years, Buddhist monks and Hindu rishis discovered something profound about the human mind. In caves, temples, and mountaintops, they practiced a simple ritual. 20 minutes of stillness, 20 minutes of focused silence. They didn't have neuroscience. They didn't have brain scanners. Yet somehow, they understood what modern researchers are only beginning to prove. The mind has an extraordinary capacity for transformation, but only when given permission to rest. Evolution shaped your brain for a world of scarcity and silence, not abundance and noise. What if 2 decades of cognitive decline could be reversed in 30 days? When you close your eyes and sit still, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your hippocampus, the architect of memory, starts to physically change. Scientists can measure this growth. They can watch it happen in real time. This isn't relaxation. This isn't just stress relief. This is structural renovation of the organ responsible for every memory you've ever formed. New neurons begin to grow in regions scientists once thought were fixed forever. The brain doesn't just remember better. It rebuilds itself, and the transformation begins much sooner than anyone expects. Most people assume change takes months, maybe years. But here's what shocks neuroscientists. The first measurable shifts happen within 72 hours. Your brain is already rewiring itself while you're still struggling to sit still. The question isn't whether meditation works. The question is what happens when you finally give your memory the one thing it's been begging for: silence. The first 3 days feel impossible. You sit down, close your eyes, and immediately your mind erupts. Grocery lists, work deadlines. That conversation from 2 weeks ago you should have handled differently. Your leg itches. Your back aches. 20 minutes feels like 2 hours. You open your eyes convinced you've failed, that meditation isn't for you, that your brain is simply too active for this practice. But here's what's actually happening. Your brain is protesting because you've just asked it to do something it hasn't done in years. Stop. The default mode network, that constant background chatter running through your head every waking moment, is fighting for survival. It's like trying to force a roaring engine to idle. The noise doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. The noise means the process has begun. While you sit there feeling like a failure, something extraordinary is unfolding inside your skull. The anterior cingulate cortex, your brain's attention control center, is activating. Even in those chaotic first sessions, neural pathways are forming. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin discovered that meditation changes how the brain processes information immediately, not after months of practice. After just 3 days of 20-minute sessions, brain scans reveal increased gray matter density in regions tied to learning and memory. You can't feel this happening. You won't notice it consciously. But deep in the architecture of your neurons, construction has started. It's exactly like learning to ride a bike. Awkward, frustrating, falling over constantly. Yet even in those wobbly attempts, your neuromuscular system is adapting. You're not meditating wrong. Your brain is rewiring itself beneath your awareness. By day 4, something shifts. The thoughts still come, but occasionally there's a pause between them. A gap. A single breath where your mind goes genuinely quiet. It's fleeting, maybe 2 seconds, but it's real. By day 5, you start noticing something odd. You remember small details without effort. The name of that coworker you always forget. Where you left your keys. That task you needed to complete. Studies show that working memory begins improving as early as day 5, and now you're experiencing it firsthand. Your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is strengthening, expanding your capacity to hold information. The changes aren't dramatic. You're not suddenly reciting phone books, but automatic processes are becoming conscious again. You walk into a room and remember why. You pick up your phone and recall what you needed to check. The everyday amnesia of modern distraction is starting to fade. And this is only the beginning. What's actually happening inside your brain during those 20 minutes goes deeper than you could possibly imagine. Imagine your memory as a library that's always being fixed up and made better. Deep inside, your brain sits a small curved part called the hippocampus. It builds new memories and helps you find your way around. Scientists at Harvard, led by Sarah Lazar, found something amazing. After 8 weeks of meditation, they could actually see the hippocampus grow bigger on brain scans. But the changes start much sooner than 8 weeks. Every time you meditate, your brain makes more of a special chemical called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it like food for your brain cells. This chemical is especially powerful in the parts of your brain that handle memory. Even more incredible, new brain cells actually start to grow in your hippocampus. Scientists used to think this was impossible in adults. They thought you were born with all the brain cells you'd ever have. They were wrong. Every meditation session is like a construction crew, building new roads for your memories to travel on. You're not just getting more storage space. You're getting better organization and an easier way to find what you've stored. But here's something most people miss. You can't remember what you never really paid attention to in the first place. The modern problem isn't just forgetting. It's that we're trying to make memories while completely distracted. The front part of your brain acts like a spotlight director, choosing what deserves attention. Meditation makes the spotlight stronger and steadier. Scientists at Princeton found that people who meditate are much better at catching information when it comes fast. This means better memory for conversations, better understanding when you read, and easier recall of people's names. Your memory isn't just getting stronger. It's getting smarter about what to keep and what to let go. Now, let's talk about stress, because it's memory's worst enemy. Your body makes a chemical called cortisol when you're stressed. Cortisol actually shrinks your hippocampus over time. Brain scans prove this. Chronic stress makes your memory center smaller and weaker, but meditation lowers cortisol within 20 minutes. Scientists can measure this drop in your saliva. Even better, the fear center of your brain, called the amygdala, actually gets smaller with regular meditation. A study at Massachusetts General Hospital showed that 8 weeks of practice reduced the size and activity of this worry zone. Less fear and stress means clearer thinking and better memory formation. Stress creates messy memories that are broken up, emotional, and hard to trust. Meditation creates clean memories that are clear, detailed, and easy to access. Think of stress as static noise on a radio station. Meditation tunes the signal until the music comes through perfectly. The strange truth is this: by focusing on nothing, you become better at focusing on everything. And by week 2, these tiny changes become impossible to ignore. Your daily life starts showing you the proof. By week 2, something undeniable begins to happen. Faces you saw once at a meeting 3 days ago come back instantly. You meet someone new, and their name doesn't evaporate the moment they finish introducing themselves. It sticks. Your dreams become vivid and detailed, replaying with a clarity you haven't experienced in years. This is your REM sleep improving, consolidating memories with new efficiency. Your working memory expands in ways you can measure. You hold 7-digit phone numbers without effort. Multi-step instructions no longer require writing down. People start commenting that you seem more present in conversations, actually remembering what they told you last week. Researchers at Johns Hopkins found that participants reported a 31% improvement in memory recall by day 14. 31%. In 2 weeks. Your mind enters what ancient practitioners called a state like water. When the surface is calm, it reflects everything clearly. Past memories begin surfacing without effort. Childhood moments you thought were lost forever. Conversations from years ago. You're not developing photographic memory. You're gaining clearer access to what was always stored but buried under years of mental noise. It's like defragmenting a computer hard drive. The information was there. Now it's organized. By week 3, something even more remarkable emerges. Your procedural memory, the way you perform skills, sharpens noticeably. Musicians report that their finger patterns feel more automatic. Athletes find their muscle memory more reliable. This is communication improving between your cerebellum and hippocampus, brain regions that rarely speak to each other so clearly. Harvard researchers discovered that meditators make fewer false memories. You become better at distinguishing actual events from things you imagined or were told about. Source monitoring improves dramatically. You don't just remember facts, you remember where you learned them. Who told you? What article you read? Students show 23% better retention on exams. Professionals find themselves no longer needing meeting notes because the details stay accessible. Even emotional memory regulation transforms. Painful memories become less intrusive, not because you're forgetting trauma, but because your relationship with those memories becomes healthier. Your brain isn't just remembering more. It's remembering smarter, with precision and context that seemed impossible just weeks ago. By week 4, meditation stops feeling like a discipline. It becomes a necessity. Miss a single day and the mental fog creeps back immediately. This is neural pathway dependency. Your brain has adapted to this new pattern and now expects it. Long-term potentiation has been established in your memory circuits. Synaptic connections have strengthened in ways that become permanent if you continue. Prospective memory improves, meaning you remember to remember future tasks without alarms or reminders. Those aha moments increase when disparate pieces of information suddenly connect. This is your default mode network optimizing itself. Your brain's resting state has become more organized. Cambridge University found that 30-day meditators perform like trained memory athletes on specific recall tasks. But here's the critical warning. Stop now, and these benefits begin fading within 2 weeks. Neuroplasticity works both ways. Your brain will adapt back to chaos just as readily as it adapted to stillness. Before you celebrate this transformation, science has something important to reveal. Not all meditation creates the same memory benefits. The type of meditation you practice matters more than most people realize. Focused attention meditation, where you concentrate on a single point like your breath, proves far more effective for working memory than open monitoring techniques, where you simply observe thoughts passing. Research led by Amishi Jha at the University of Miami confirms this distinction clearly. Loving-kindness meditation, despite its other benefits, shows minimal impact on memory function. Transcendental meditation produces mixed results depending on the individual. Even the duration matters precisely. 20 minutes sits in the optimal zone. Less than 12 minutes shows minimal structural brain changes, but timing is equally critical. Morning meditation outperforms evening practice consistently. Why? Your body's natural cortisol cycle and the circadian rhythm of neuroplasticity both peak in morning hours, making your brain more receptive to change. Individual variation creates another complication. Genetics play a significant role. People with certain BDNF gene polymorphisms respond dramatically to meditation, while others see modest gains. Some people are what scientists call non-responders. They gain stress relief and emotional benefits, but not the memory-specific improvements. The promise isn't universal. Now comes the unsettling part. Meditation can actually trigger false memory formation. When your mind enters deeply relaxed states, you become more suggestible, more open to unconsciously creating memories that never happened. University of California researchers found that meditators show increased susceptibility to memory distortion. Your relaxed brain fills in gaps during expansive states, weaving imagination into recollection without your awareness. Even more concerning, meditation can excavate traumatic memories you've successfully suppressed. Buried experiences resurface without warning, potentially re-traumatizing you without proper therapeutic support. In rare cases, people experience depersonalization, feeling disconnected from their own memories as if watching someone else's life. Some practitioners fall into spiritual bypassing, using meditation to avoid dealing with painful memory-related issues rather than processing them healthily. Obsessive practice brings diminishing returns. Beyond 45 minutes daily, benefits plateau while risks increase. Practicing too close to bedtime disrupts sleep architecture. And here's the paradox nobody mentions. Better memory means remembering painful things more clearly and completely. Not everyone actually wants perfect recall. Sometimes forgetting serves a protective purpose. The truth requires balance. Meditation is a powerful tool, not a miracle cure. It works best when combined with quality sleep, regular exercise, and proper nutrition. Sleep consolidates the memories meditation helps you encode. Exercise increases the BDNF that meditation leverages. Mediterranean diet patterns support hippocampal health that meditation cultivates. This practice shouldn't replace medical treatment for memory disorders. In early Alzheimer's disease, meditation may slow cognitive decline but cannot cure or reverse structural damage. For depression and anxiety, where memory problems are often secondary symptoms, meditation helps both the root cause and the memory issues simultaneously. Age plays a role too. Younger brains show more neuroplasticity, but older brains still benefit significantly, just more gradually. The real sweet spot isn't intensity, it's consistency. 20 minutes every single day outperforms 60 minutes twice weekly. Like compound interest in finance, small regular deposits grow exponentially over time. The question isn't whether meditation works for memory. The question is whether you'll work with meditation long enough to find out. After 30 days, something deeper than memory has shifted. Beyond the mechanics, what has actually transformed? The real transformation after 30 days isn't that you remember more. It's that your relationship with memory itself has fundamentally changed. Ancient Buddhist philosophy teaches that memory is both illusion and tool, a paradox modern neuroscience now confirms. Every memory you recall isn't a recording being replayed. It's a reconstruction being created fresh in that moment. Each time you remember something, you slightly alter that memory through a process called reconsolidation. Meditation teaches you to observe this process consciously. You become the curator of your mental museum instead of a prisoner trapped in it. Studies on long-term meditators, people who've practiced for 10 years or more, reveal something profound. They develop extraordinary memory control, able to selectively enhance positive memories and diminish negative ones without suppression or denial. This isn't toxic positivity. It's emotional alchemy. As Mathieu Ricard, the Buddhist monk and neuroscientist, puts it, the mind is both sculptor and sculpture. Your 30 days planted seeds. A lifetime of practice cultivates wisdom. Before written language existed, memory was sacred. Indigenous cultures maintained oral traditions spanning thousands of years through elder memorization, passed down through meditation-like practices, rhythmic repetition, and communal ritual. Greek philosophers built elaborate memory palaces. Aboriginal Australians navigated continents through songlines, essentially meditative memory maps. The modern world outsourced memory to devices. The average person cannot remember 10 phone numbers anymore. Yet your brain hasn't changed in 50,000 years. The capacity remains intact, dormant, waiting. Meditation reconnects you to this ancestral potential. You're not regressing to primitive states. You're reclaiming capabilities technology convinced you to abandon. In stillness, you activate the same neural networks that stored your ancestors' survival knowledge. Memory isn't purely personal. Emerging epigenetic research suggests inherited memory patterns encoded in your cells. Meditation may access memory beyond your conscious lifetime. This is frontier science meeting ancient practice, and you've just taken your first steps into that territory. Here's the final paradox. To improve memory, you must practice forgetting. Present moment awareness temporarily suspends memory processing. This rest period allows consolidation and organization. It's like sleep for the mind while awake. If your brain could speak after 30 days, it would say, "Thank you for the silence." In that silence, I remembered how to remember. The power wasn't in any special technique. It was in the pause. Modern culture demands you remember everything and forget nothing. Ancient wisdom teaches you to remember what matters and release what doesn't. Meditation cultivates that discernment. Your memory becomes your servant, not your master. You don't meditate to remember more. You meditate to forget less of what truly matters. If this journey opened your mind, share it with someone struggling to hold on to their thoughts. What would you do with a sharper memory? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want to see what happens when you stop another modern habit, watch what happens to your brain when you quit multitasking for 30 days. Your memory is waiting. All it needs is 20 minutes of your presence.